Sacramento, California, and the Sacramento metro area is one of the hottest spots people are looking to move into throughout the United States. With all the things coming to Sacramento, all the projects being developed, guys, Sacramento right now is so in demand. Last week, we released a video of the 10 top projects coming to the Sacramento metro area. Now, guys, in this video, we're going to give you 10 more projects, mega projects. They're coming to the Sacramento area. They're just going to blow your mind. Let's get into the video right now. Okay, today for this video, I'm joined by Vitaliy from Onsite Observer. If you guys are looking for something, for the most part, all the knowledge, all the stuff that's being updated to the Sacramento area, that's where you go. So let's jump right in. Delta Shores, number one. What do you think of Delta Shores?
I think it's great for South Sacramento, located right along Interstate 5 there. The whole thing is stretching across 800 acres, so it's definitely big. And at full build out, it'll bring 5,000 houses, housing over 13,000 people. What you see on the picture there is Signature Homes, a Pleasanton-based company building, like the lots outlined in green. Those are the recent parcels that they purchased for additional 200 lots. But alongside Signature Homes, you also have KB Home there, you have Meritage Homes, and recently DR Horton also purchased lots. Probably the biggest news there, the biggest update right now for Delta Shores, you have Roseville Square, a Seattle-based company, broke ground on a 570-unit multifamily community. Alongside of single-family homes, you're also going to have multifamily, and those are going to be for rental. Obviously, the center of Delta Shores there, you have this shopping center. It was built in 2017. I always wondered, why would they build a shopping center in the middle of nowhere at the time when I would drive on I-5 near Casanas River Boulevard? But then I learned that there's all these houses are planned for this area, and they're about to get a lot more customers than previously. So houses are already shaping up. There's already communities available you can buy. KB is building west of Interstate 5, and Meritage is also building there on the lot adjacent to the Sacramento River, 84 acres, I believe.
We need some. I mean, South Sacramento is like such raw land and needs it's just craving development, right? Now you got some shopping options. A lot of people don't have to drive to Roseville or whatnot. A lot of people are saying how the Delta Shore shopping is a great experience and everything too. And like I said, one of the things that like places like maybe your Elk Groves don't have their shopping, and now you have something that's a nice shopping hub, not a lot of traffic getting there. You have some good stores and it's being developed. And like you said, this is an area also where I'm seeing the price point of new homes not be as pricey. We're looking in the 500s. So like an area like this is so in need. You got your shopping, you got a close access to downtown, a little bit of the Delta breezes, and that's Delta Shores. And like I said, it's growing. When do you think it'll be completed?
Well, development of this size, bringing 5,000 houses to the area and 13,000 residents, typically easily can take anywhere from 15 to 20 years. It's going to take time, but there, like I said, there's already houses available for purchase. And the same master developer that's working on Delta Shores, he's also working on a separate development adjacent to Delta Shores called Stone Beatland. So there's going to be additional 1,100 houses there. There's going to be a lot more opportunities there, and if you're someone looking to buy and also looking for amenities close by, that's the area to look at for sure.
All right, now we got South Natomas. We'll bring it up. The next one that I want to mention is Topgolf. They're in the process of basically building this entertainment center hub in South Natomas. Everyone's always complaining, there's not enough stuff to do in Sacramento, guys. This is going to be epic. This is going to be bigger than I think the one in Roseville as well too. What do you think about that right here?
I actually had the chance to attend the open house for the Topgolf and shook hands with some of the people that are behind this one. Topgolf has already submitted the application, but there hasn't been a timeline issued as far as when it's going to be approved and when they're going to be breaking ground. But it's a really nice facility. What I like about Topgolf is that it offers this perfect balance. If you're a family person, you want to take the kids somewhere, that's the place to go. If you want to go out with friends, that's the place to go. If you want to host an event, they will have an event space that you can rent out. I mean, it's going to be 58,000 square feet facility, 2 stories, 80 climate control bays, arcade games. I mean, all types of entertainment. I think it's good for South Natomas and it's good for the nearby areas. It's going to be located off of Venture Oaks Boulevard there, nearby West El Camino. So very close to downtown. So I think it's a perfect balance. I think that's something that the locals also have been asking for, especially in Natomas. You have a lot of houses, but the entertainment has been missing. And it's gonna be like the second location here in the region. Obviously, the other one is in Roseville. They have about 80 locations across the nation, and Sacramento County is about to get its first one.
A's, X Games, Topgolf. We got some stuff going on here. Okay, so let's go to number 3, and this is an interesting one too. Number 3 we're going to go into is Fair Oaks Village. Now, Fair Oaks, a lot of people don't know where Fair Oaks is. It's basically located right here, kind of, right off the 50. Fair Oaks is beautiful. city of trees and everything too. Beautiful area. The downtown, like the Fair Oaks Village, currently has all these chickens kind of cruising around. It has like really is a nice, beautiful vibe, but it needs a little bit of updating. And so now we're having the renovation of Fair Oaks Village coming along, which is nice for all the people who live in Fair Oaks, Carmichael and whatnot. You're gonna have a little bit more, like an area where you can watch movies more. Everything's gonna be updated. Tell us a little bit about this.
Like you mentioned, Mark, that area certainly has its own vibe. When you go there, it just feels like you are in a small town area, completely isolated from Sacramento. It really has its own type of culture. Like last time I went to a restaurant there, forget the name of the restaurant, but there was like a local band, live music. I mean, it's people out there, people are taking walks. But the redevelopment project there that you see is about 3 acres that's going to redevelop the Plaza Park, the Village Park, adding additional amenities like new bathrooms, which I think that's cool. The biggest one, I think the central part of the project is the new amphitheater facility. So, and they are advancing that facility to make it all year accessible. So they can host concerts and events regardless of what the weather is. The clubhouse is also getting renovations from inside and out. So they're also upgrading these facilities to make it more convenient for people with disabilities, making them ADA compliant. I know that Fair Oaks people have been waiting for this development for a while now. I think it began construction in 2021, got approved in 2020. And the fence has been around this 3-acre site for a while now. Yeah, the website actually provides very good updates. They also have like live cameras you can look through and see how the construction workers are working. And the website is suggesting that they're hoping to complete it this year. And when I actually did an update on this one, a lot of residents kind of cautiously optimistic. They're hoping that the projection of the completion actually is accurate. So they kind of lost hope a little bit there, but rest assured, it's well underway. When I went out there to do a story on it, I saw the construction guys are doing work.
I love Fair Oaks Village. I think it's nice. I think you got Shangri-La, you got like Sunflower as well too, veggie place where you can go. Like it's really nice. I've been to these movie nights. I've been to the concerts. There's chickens going around, Hallmark-ish. I mean, I like it. So I think that if they do this right and it fits into the landscape of Fair Oaks, it's going to be really great for like everybody.
I know people eagerly waiting for this one to be complete.
The next one we're going to talk about is the Roseville Parkway. And guys, here's the thing with Roseville. As we all know, there's a lot of traffic over there too.
This is a good one. It's just another attempt on behalf of City of Roseville to alleviate traffic from these congested areas along 65, like you mentioned, Mark. And what he's going to do is basically extend Roseville Parkway by 3/4 of a mile between Foothills Boulevard and Washington Boulevard, and provide this direct access to Blue Oaks Boulevard. So it's going to be very convenient. It also improves accessibility for pedestrians and for cyclists. There's going to be bicycle lanes in each direction and sidewalks. So I think it's a good one for Roseville. They just recently finished it. Last time when I was out there, the guys were actively at work, but now I saw City of Roseville posted an update on this one, and I see cars already driving through it. So it's pretty cool. The whole project was about $24 million, costed about, $24 million. So I think it's worth it.
For me, Roseville's been one of those spots that just needed additional like roads and access, right? It's just it can be so trafficky at times. Sometimes it reminds me a little of the Bay Area. So this Roseville Parkway extension that they're doing right now and the rebuild of it is going to be great for traffic and all that stuff for people in Roseville. I'm excited for it. Like, I think like one of the things for me is sometimes I don't go to Roseville because of the traffic, and having this to additionally like alleviate a little bit more of the traffic is something well needed, and I'm well excited about it.
Like I mentioned, they also want to make it easy and safe for pedestrians. So that's part of the reason why they're building overpass there where the railroad is an industrial avenue. So that way they can avoid at-grade crossing for pedestrians and cars in general too, because you have the railroads, you could really be busy. So I think $24 million, but I think it's worth it, and it's good for the folks that live there.
All right, let's hit into the Bridge District. One of my favorite areas. I love West Sacramento. I'm always talking about it. The Bridge District, everyone's heard of like the Southport area and everything too. The Bridge District is an area that's just developing and growing on the water. I mean, it's beautiful. What do you think about like the development that's been going on there?
It's great to see how a zone that was once used for industrial purposes, warehouses, rice mills, it's about 188 acres, went through a decline, and then the city picked it up, brought a new vision for the area, and now the developer, who is Falcon Properties, is the one spearheading the redevelopment for the area, is transforming this area into this mixed-use modern area. It's just crazy to see that. To me, it's always so inspiring to see how an area that was in a huge decline. Then 2009, West Sacramento proposes a plan that now is slowly coming to fruition. And what you see there is obviously multi-family type of community centered around walkability, easy access to Sacramento River. There's a lot going on there. You have already a restaurant, Drake's, the barn that's there, very close proximity to the residential areas. You also have a pickleball court that's under construction right now. Obviously, the big thing in the Bridge District is Sutter Health Park. So with Ace coming there, you're going to be playing there for 3 years, hope with an option for a 4th year. I know some people are hoping that they will stay forever, but we'll see if that will happen. There's a lot happening in Bridge District. One of my favorite projects in the Bridge District is the pyramid-looking building that's right adjacent to the Sacramento River. But there's an empty lot nearby it. And Falcon Properties is proposing there something similar to Kimpton Soares Hotel. You can have condos, hotels, and retail on the bottom, like a resort-style hotel. And the best part, my favorite part about it, is that it's going to be facing the Sacramento River very close. I'm talking about feet, and facing the Tower Bridge. So you're going to have this insane view of the Tower Bridge and the river. So it's yet to break ground. It's still in the pipeline. The other favorite part of Bridge District is Falcon Properties is actually trying to develop something similar to Aggie Square. There's going to be an area with bioscience space available. The first phase includes about 430,000 square feet across 2 buildings. It's been approved. There has been no updates provided as far as when it's going to break ground. I read somewhere else the developer is actually sort of trying to see how Aggie Square is going to perform, and based on that performance, if it performs well, what type of tenants it's going to get, that will really impact the progress for the biospace there in the Bridge District. Sutter Health Park is also going through a renovation there, and Ace is actually paying for the renovations. The whole park is getting a new lawn, it's getting upgraded seats, new lighting, cameras, new clubhouse for the team as well.
Well, the other thing too is if you look at it right here on the map, I mean, it's like Midtown, Upper Land Park. It's close to everything. People sometimes don't realize how close West Sacramento is to like everything. West Sacramento is vibrant, Delta breezes, really nice. They're modernizing the West Sacramento area like crazy. So for me, the Bridge District, A's coming in, all that stuff. I mean, even like the Southport area.
Mark, by the way, Bridge District is just only part of like the waterfront redevelopment area. You also have Pioneer Bluff adjacent to Bridge District, and then you have the Stone Lake facility there that's also in plans to redevelop that whole area. It's obviously going to take many years, and it takes a lot of environmental reviews because these areas, like I said, used to be used heavily for industrial purposes. So to redesignate those areas for residential, and it just takes time. But I think we're just witnessing the beginning of something huge for West Sacramento.
Oh yeah, and then on the other side, you got, I mean, maybe another video, Old Sacramento, how they're renovating that as well too. So everything's getting like a facelift in Sacramento, which is crazy. But now let's go into Aggie Square. Aggie Square is another big one. And wait, before we do that, here is like what we're talking about also, the Bridge District, the area that they're doing all that work. Can you give us a little bit of an idea what all this stuff is? Like all the photos that Vitaliy took?
This is a mixed-use development. This is like the most recent one that Falcon Properties is working on. It's basically going to include residential and office space. Also, there's going to be like a fitness center, clubhouse, all these amenities, but this is like the most recent one. So, and even the developer is going to have an office space in there. That's, the developer that's developing this will have office space there. And even the construction company that was doing the work, when I was talking to them, they're like, well, we're going to have a space here as well. So it's going to be a good one. As you see, right? It's easy access to the Sacramento River.
I'm so excited for that. Okay, so let's go to the next one. Let's talk a little Aggie Square, because a lot of people don't know about Aggie Square and get asked a lot about it on this channel. So Aggie Square is like growing and growing and growing, housing, all that stuff too. So let's talk a little bit about what is Aggie Square.
I think Aggie Square is huge for our region, and not just Sacramento County. It's massive. Like once it's fully built, it's going to produce $5 billion annually and create 25,000 jobs. Of the $5 billion annually, $3.3 billion will be towards Sacramento County. So it's huge for the county and for the nearby areas. But Aggie Square is a 2-phase development that will cover 25 acres. Right now, the first phase is fully underway, and they're actually planning to have it fully complete this year. And the first phase will include 1.1 million square feet of space across 4 buildings. There's also a residential angle to it, approximately 200 units dedicated for students and people that work there. So it's going to be huge. And the setup there is very interesting. Wexford Science and Technology is the one building the buildings. Okay. And it's being built at the campus, at the UC Davis campus, medical campus there. And what's going to happen is that UC Davis will be leasing space at Aggie Square. About approximately 60% of the buildings will be leased back to UC Davis, while the rest leased out to other companies. And UC Davis actually plans to use that area for research, development, engineering, tech. We're talking about gene therapy, cell therapy, cancer research. It's going to be massive, especially for people that are in the science field, in the medical field. And it'll be interesting to see what other type of tenants we'll get there that will have an economic impact and open up positions for people that work here. Like the first phase alone costs over $1 billion. So that's a lot of money. Local people were worried about property taxes and property prices rising due to Aggie Square, and they were worried about getting displaced. But Aggie Square worked very closely with the city of Sacramento to make it really work for the locals first and then the others second, basically. So they agreed to a large list of incentives to really benefit the community. They committed to hiring local. They committed to revitalizing Stockton Boulevard, Broadway at Lamb Park. Also, they committed to a certain amount of money towards affordable housing. So the impact of that development, it just goes way beyond than just the real estate that's going to be taking place there. So the long term is good. It's definitely going to propel Sacramento region into the bioscience space more. So It's a good one to track. And the first phase is going to be, like I said, the plan is to complete it this year. I went out there, I visited the sites. The buildings look beautiful. I think Wexford Science and Technology, structurally, it's very beautiful. I had a lot of fun flying the drone and taking the
Very cool. The other thing too is it's like, a lot of people don't know when they come to Sacramento, they're always just assuming that our jobs are just state jobs and that's it. But in addition to Aggie Square is bringing in a lot of jobs. I mean, we're creating new kind of areas where people from all across the world are coming into Sacramento because of stuff like Aggie Square. So for me, I'm excited. Like I said, our diversity of jobs here in Sacramento is huge, and this is only going to add to it.
Construction jobs too, also, like the economic impact in the construction industry is going to be huge. It's a one-time impact because once it's built, but the ongoing jobs that are going to be there is, like I said, 25,000 across the region, and 17 or 16,000 jobs of those will benefit Sacramento County.
All right, well, let's jump now into Placer. We got talking about Placer Vineyards, Placer One, Placer Parkway, Placer, all that stuff too. So what do you think? Okay, so Placer, there's a lot. I mean, if you can see right now, what we're doing is there's a lot of development going on all throughout the Sacramento area. So what do you think about all these things? Let's start with the first one, Placer One.
Western Placer County is definitely booming. They're definitely keeping up with Sacramento area, like the Sacramento County. They're not behind. Placer One is huge. We talked about this one. It's 2,200 acre development that will include 5,600 houses across multiple villages, senior community, town center, accompanied with high density housing for faculty and students. Will be centered around a 300 acre campus, a satellite campus for Sacramento State. So it's going to be huge. Last time I visited the site, it's well underway. The developer was working on infrastructure, but now I hear that home builders are already buying up lots. JMC is one of the home builders that purchased lots there. We're most likely going to see vertical construction this year. You're probably going to be able to tour houses at Placer One. So it's huge. I mean, it's massive. It is part of a larger development, the Sunset area plan that Placer County has. These are the renderings, by the way, of the campus that Sacramento State wants to build. But it's going to be a huge economic engine for the region.
It's going to be nuts. I mean, it looks big. It looks modern. I mean, a lot of people look at Placer and they're like, yeah, I'm not sure what's going to happen there. I mean, there's so much building and development in that area as well, too. I mean, we went into it in video one, but I mean, that's just like the tip of the iceberg. And then you got Placer Vineyards. I mean, this has got to be one of the largest communities, acreage-wise, in all the Sacramento area.
We're talking about 5,230 acres, and the goal is to bring over 14,000 residential units, 274 acres of commercial use. I mean, you can see this, right? 919 acres of parks and open space. There are sections of it under construction right now, and we're only scratching the surface. A lot more to come. and it's located right along baseline roads. And there's also plans to widen baseline roads. By the way, it's parts of it is right across the street, right across the road of Baseline Marketplace, where Costco is going to be. So you can see that infrastructure and the shopping centers are already trying to keep up with these developments. But another interesting part about Placer Vineyards, if you're familiar with Dyer Lane in Sacramento County, Placer County. By the way, I had a huge debate on that one, if Dyer Lane is located in Sacramento County or Placer. But regardless, if you're familiar with the hunted Dyer Lane roads, Placer Vineyards will eventually redevelop that road and it will not exist anymore. So all the thrilling stories you have as a young teenager or during your childhood visiting that street to get the thrills, that will change because Placer Vineyards has plans that it will stretch out and that road will be redeveloped and renamed into something else, and there's going to be houses on that road. So if you're someone who is sort of hesitant purchasing properties around areas that were previously haunted, maybe that's something good to keep in mind.
But here's the thing, if an area is haunted, you're probably also going to get a deal on the house, so that isn't too bad. Now, okay, so with these developments happening, we're talking about Placer Parkway, right? They're going to expand this as well too to kind of accommodate for the traffic, right?
Placer Parkway is a concept right now. Not really, honestly. There's already a first phase in place for that, and it's an expressway that connects 65 to 99 and 70. It's approximately 15 miles long, and the goal for it is also, again, to provide an alternative route that will help to alleviate traffic from 65 and just alternative route for people to travel. If you travel to Sutter County a lot, that will be perfect. The challenging parts about Placer Parkway right now is that the Placer County really hope that it will be able to pass that Measure B that will implement a half-cent tax for 30 years to folks at Roseville, Lincoln, and Rockland, and generate revenue for this project and multiple other road improvement projects. But that initiative didn't pass, so now that it didn't pass, they will have to sort of reserve to federal grants. They have secured funding for the first phase, which will extend from Whitney Ranch Parkway to Foothills Boulevard. And right now, the county is in process of reviewing the design and obtaining all the right-of-ways. Western Placer County is in huge need of road improvements. So I know the county's on top of it. They're really trying to figure it out, and they're trying to get creative as far as funding. That's the biggest thing.
So yeah, it's coming, guys. More master plan communities just for you guys. And they're doing infrastructure work to accommodate traffic. But if you want to know about Placer, this is kind of it. Okay, so now let's flip it around. Let's talk a little bit about Elk Grove Zoo. No one wants to live kind of near those elephants, so we're kind of trying to tell you guys exactly where it's going to be in the development right now. So it's kind of by where all the new homes are being built right now, the Taylors, the KBs, and everything too. This is exactly where it's kind of located, and this is a plan. What do you think about the zoo? I mean, it's coming.
I love looking at renderings because it really we can have this in Elk Grove. So it's definitely gets you excited. It's going to be located right there along Camera Road, not too far from Sky River Casino. So if you know where that is, that's roughly where it's going to be. But the thing is you have to keep in mind is that this is a good word because, Sacramento Zoo right now is in big trouble, I would say, because the facility is outdated. It's been around since 1927. So it's needless to say that it's something like this needs to happen. I even heard stories where animals had to be removed from Sacramento Zoo because of the state of being of the site. And the whole zoo there at Lamb Park is approximately 15 acres. And now from 15 acres, they're going to go to about 100 acres. 60 acres will be allocated towards the zoo. And the zoo is just only one part of it. There's also going to be areas for restaurants, retail, hospitality. 25 acres will be allocated towards parking. So it's going to be very easy to access, very convenient. Right now, I know that Elk Grove City Council approved the initiative later last year. The whole thing is estimated to cost about $300 million, and Elk Grove will be responsible for financing approximately 57% of that. And the thing is, though, Elk Grove now needs to come up with that money, and right now they're sort of in the fundraising stage. So before anything happens, before they approve any designs, they have to find a way to really come up with the funding. So this is where we are at right now. But the goal is to complete it by 2030.
Maybe that's why the Mellows are so high in Elk Grove. to pay for the zoo. You never know.
I mean, economically, it's going to bring millions of dollars to the local economy and for the local government. So I think economically, it's certainly good. Again, we've been in need of a new zoo for a while now. Interesting fact about this one is that it's going to be like the newest zoo since 1988 around the whole United States. So it's going to be one of the newest zoo in the nation. Over 1 million visitors per year. It's certainly going to be, I mean, it's going to attract a lot of non-local folks that are going to want to visit.
For me, it's kind of interesting, like how they're putting in the zoo right where all the new homes are located as well too. That's kind of a lot of people are concerned about that. You know, they didn't know what to expect when the Sky Casino came in as well too, how that would impact it. So, but this is something that it looks like it's on the radar for Elk Grove. Like Elk Grove is growing, but like, it's interesting how it's being built right where all the new homes are being built. A lot of people are spending a lot of money on those homes. So I would just say before, you pull the trigger, just figure out where that zoo's located and if it works for you. What do you think, Vitaliy?
That's definitely an important one to keep in mind. If you're someone that don't like facilities like this nearby, you're not gonna like the traffic and then the noise and other impacts that it's going to have. Before you purchase, talk to your real estate agent and maybe have your real estate agent watch this video to make sure that they know that stuff like this is coming up and where are they exactly located. But like I said, it's going to be right there along Kimmerer Road where those new houses are being built, very close to Sky River Casino. So, and a lot of new, like Mark mentioned, a lot of new houses are being built there. Keep that in mind.
Okay, now we're going to flip it up. We're going to Lincoln. We've got a lot of people who are asking about Lincoln and what's going on. Now, these are things that are coming. One is coming in 2025 and one is supposedly coming in 2026-27. So let's just jump in right now. And this is the new community. It's a big master plan community coming to Lincoln off Ferrari Road. Liberty Master Plan Community. And this is something they're supposed to start selling homes in 2025, but this is going to be a big monster community. Where I've kind of gauged that it's going to be almost like Whitney Ranch kind of vibe over there too. Like it's going to have a lot of nice things to it. But it's something in Lincoln that a lot of people are seeing a lot of building happening, a lot of development. What do you think about this community coming out there? Do you think Lincoln needs something like this?
It's already approved and it's already underway. So anything from this point on is just, we're going to see like vertical construction probably soon. But Liberty at Lincoln is part of a larger Village 7 specific plan that was approved a while ago. And the whole Village 7 is approximately 700 acres, and the goal there to bring over 3,200 houses. And Liberty at Lincoln is sort of the first phase that, and the first phase is going to total up to 562 houses. And Liberty at Lincoln already showcases the developers that are going to build houses in there. Meritage Homes is one of them, Richmond American Homes, Woodside Homes. Last time I checked on the website, they're hoping to start showcasing houses this year. So if you're someone looking to be in Lincoln, you now have another option to tour a new community and see how it is, if it's going to work out for you. It's sort of located, east of 65, on the other side of 65. Typically like Mark, right? You have clients and they want to be at 12 Bridges or they want to be at these already established communities. But this is something new on the other side of Freeway. So I think it'll be interesting. I'm definitely probably going to do a video update on this one. I haven't done a video update on this one. Probably go out there and see what's happening and maybe take some shots and videos for you guys. But I think this one is exciting.
Well, I mean, it's interesting also to see all these master plan communities popping up. I mean, we're kind of like the master plan community kind of area in California. You got like East Ridge and El Dorado Hills. You got Placer Vineyards, you got this, you got like at least you and I both know about maybe like 7 or 8 other big monster projects coming in as far as this goes. Like this is going to be a big one though. Like I said, guys, Lincoln's growing. It's getting out. It's just big. It was the fastest growing city back in early 2000s and it's still going. There's a lot of land out there and there's a lot of development plans out there for Lincoln as well too. A lot of people that I work with tend to think Lincoln might be a little too far out there, but a lot of people back in the day thought Folsom was too far out there. A lot of people back in the day thought Roseville was too far out there. A lot of people cashed in on some great appreciation. So that's coming. Now, Vitaliy, let's switch gears and talk about Bickford. Bickford's an interesting one. You got like, it's out there and it's kind of like Loomis Schools, but it's kind of like Lincoln vibe. You got builders out there, Bickford Ranch, like Toll Brothers. Shea Homes, and you got Tri-Point. What do you think about the Bickford Ranch? And we'll talk about the Bickford Ranch Marketplace, which is actually coming to Bickford. It's going to become a huge development. Can you give people a little bit idea of Bickford itself? Like, what have you heard about it?
Probably one of the only communities in Lincoln where it offers stunning views, and definitely like higher quality builders there. It also has a senior aspect to it, focusing on the older folks to bring those luxury houses and luxury like lifestyle.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing though. For me, I look at the marketplace that they want to put in there right now, as far as stores, as far as all that kind of stuff too. And I think to myself, like, they probably should have put that in kind of like at the same time with the housing. I think a lot of people go out to Bickford and they just look around. They're like, yeah, I got a house, got views, but where am I? So I do think that this marketplace and the additional stuff that's happening, like in the Placer area and everything too, are just going to add to Bickford. Like I said, Folsom wasn't a thing. Now everyone sees Folsom like, oh yeah, Folsom's always been that way. It really wasn't that way at the beginning. So you have areas like Bickford that are starting off, and a lot of people are like banking that Bickford's going to be like the next big Folsom.
The same master developer who's working at Bickford Ranch is the one behind Folsom Ranch. So you most likely could see similarities to the layout and the structure and how everything is coming along too. Like Folsom Ranch, right? They brought the houses and now there's one shopping center available. They are working to bring more. And I think that's sort of kind of the way it unfolds for Bickford Ranch. They're building the houses now, and Bickford Marketplace, which is going to be located right there at the corner of Sierra College and Highway 193. It's gonna be like a 10-acre shopping center that's going to feature over 80,000 square feet with an anchor tenant and 4 retail shops. There's also going to be like drive-through restaurants and a gas station. That's one of the other things. There hasn't been really much updates as far as like if it hasn't broken ground yet or what type of tenants we're going to get there, but it's definitely in place. And I think it's very well needed with, as Bickford Ranch is taking shape more and more every single day now.
All right, guys, hope you enjoyed this video. These are 10 projects you need to know about if you're thinking about making the move to Sacramento or if you live here. Now, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please smash that like button. It would mean a lot to me and the YouTube algorithm. Now, if you're thinking about making the move to the Sacramento area, reach out to our team. We put a Zoom link down below so we can set up a time to talk to you a little bit, educate you on the area, and answer any questions you might have. Now, if you live in Sacramento and you're thinking about selling your home, don't settle for those post-in-the-ground realtors. Work with a team that can get more eyeballs on your home than any other team in the area. We'd love to talk to you about our marketing strategies that are second to none. And guys, one more thing. I have a playlist right over there of another video for you in case you missed it. These are another 10 projects that are coming to the Sacramento metro area that you need to know about, guys. Again, guys, this is Mark. Have a good one. Until the next video.